I've told you a little bit about Henry de la Beach, who painted Jorio Antiqua. He became a famous geologist. He founded the British Geological Survey, but he isn't the only famous geologist associated with Lyme. We've also got William Buckland, and Buckland was Dean of Westminster, first Professor of Geology at Oxford, reader in mineralogy there, and he knew Mary Anning. He went collecting with Mary Anning and lived in the area for a period of time, and he made some interesting discoveries, and he published a paper about the coprolites, the fossil poo. And he was particularly taken by some of the coprolites we find have a spiral twist, a spiral shape to them. And he wanted to know what actually caused this. And he thought about it, and eventually he thought he'd figured it out. But in science, you need proof. You need to actually show what you think is likely to be the case. And he didn't use computer modelling or anything like that. He went back to basics. He decided that these spiral coprolites were probably from sharks and rays, cartilaginous fish. So he got a cartilaginous fish, dogfish, something like that, not a large shark. And he got a big syringe and he washed out the intestine, the gut. And then he filled the syringe up with plaster and he injected the plaster into the intestine. And he made a cast of the intestine, and then he cut the shark open, took out the cast, cleaned it up, and we have one of the casts here. And when he made a cast of the gut, sharks have a spiral valve on the gut, and you get a spiral twist to the cast of the poo inside the gut. And it was exactly the same as what you get on the fossil coprolites. So we think that when you find a coprolite with this spiral twist to it, it's from a shark or a ray or a creature like that. And just while we're here looking at this case, there's another nice specimen at the back, and a little bit hard to see, but you've got a long rectangular slab of shale, and what it is a fossil squid holding a fish. The black sort of elongate pear shape is the ink sac of the squid. The internal skeleton would have been out of the block a little bit to that side, but what we have beautifully preserved at the front is little lines of black dots, and the black dots are the little hooks on the tentacle of the squid, and going head first between the tentacles is a small oligophorous fish, and it's died holding a fish. And the way we think that happened possibly is the little squid was swimming along in the water, and often at Lyme the sea floor was anoxic, it was stagnant, and there was maybe a kill of fish, and there was dead fish lying in the stagnant water on the sea floor, and the little squid could smell them, and it dived down into deep water, grabbed one of the dead fish and started to eat it because there's no oxygen in the water. So it couldn't breathe, and it was eating its fish, and eventually it died, but it still has the fish touched in its tentacles. So quite a nice specimen that just gives you a little snapshot of a brief moment in the Jurassic seas nearly 200 million years ago.